All right, today we are diving into an idea that is, well, it's powerful, and it might seem completely backward at first. It's this idea that our deepest, most personal suffering might not be something we need to erase, but something we actually need to listen to. We're going to explore how our pain can literally contain the very medicine we need to heal.
This whole concept really starts with this ancient idea. It's a line that's been passed down for centuries, and what it suggests is pretty profound. That the ability to heal others, and even ourselves, is forged right in the fire of our own struggles.
So I want you to hold this question in your mind as we go through this. What if that thing you've always seen as a flaw, a trauma, a weakness? What if that is actually the source of your greatest power? Let's get into it.
Okay, first up, the healing paradox. And it's called that for a reason, because it basically takes our usual understanding of mental health and just flips it completely on its head.
I mean, think about it, right? The typical way we approach things like anxiety or depression or any kind of deep distress is to treat it like it's an infection. It's this foreign thing that needs to be fixed, medicated, or just gotten rid of so we can get back to being normal.
But here's the twist. What if that so-called illness isn't a foreign invader at all? There's this older, more soulful kind of wisdom that says these deep wounds, they're not bugs in the system. They are messages, Signals from a deeper part of ourselves trying desperately to get our attention.
So if it's a message, what on earth is it trying to say? This is where we get into the hidden meaning that could be locked inside our own personal struggles. This really lays it all out. On one hand, you have the conventional view. This deep psychological pain, what used to be called neurosis, is just an illness. It's a problem to be cured, a sign that you're broken. But look at the other side. This perspective reframes it as a call from your soul to grow. It's not something to get rid of, it's something to listen to. It's not a sign you're broken, it's an invitation to become whole. And that right there is not just a small tweak in thinking, it's a total game changer in how we approach our own healing.
Now, embracing this idea doesn't mean the path is suddenly easy. In fact, it's the opposite. It requires this incredibly difficult and courageous journey inward, a process that a lot of ancient traditions call a shamanic crisis.
So, what is a shamanic crisis? It's not just a random breakdown. It's a purposeful descent into chaos. It's that time where you feel completely lost, like everything is falling apart. But here's the crucial part. The purpose of all that turmoil isn't to break you down, it's to break you open, so you can find a kind of wisdom you could never get any other way.
So what's actually happening during this crisis? You're being forced to confront what the great psychologist Carl Jung called the shadow. The shadow is all the parts of ourselves we don't want to admit we have. Our anger, our shame, our envy, all the stuff we've repressed and pushed down into the basement of our psyche. This crisis basically forces us to go down there, find the light switch, and take a good hard look around.
And this is where the magic really happens. Because when you finally get the courage to go into that basement and turn on the lights, you don't just find monsters. You find a powerful, hidden ally.
You see, as long as our shadow stays in the dark, as long as we pretend it's not there, its energy becomes what you could call demonic. It's chaotic, it's destructive, it's the thing that sabotages our relationships and our goals from the inside out. This is the raw, untamed power of our wound when it's ignored.
But, and this is the most important but, look what happens when we finally turn around, face that energy, and decide to own it. That very same force transforms. The demonic becomes the daimon, which is an old Greek term for a guiding inner spirit. It's the exact same energy, but now, instead of destroying your life, it becomes this incredible source of wisdom, creativity, and personal power.
So how in the world does this personal alchemy actually happen? Well, it all starts with just acknowledging the shadow is there. That's step one. Then, you have to confront the demon. You have to look at how that destructive energy is actually playing out in your life. But the real turning point is step 3, integration. You stop fighting it. You learn to own it and harness its power instead of letting it control you. And when you do that, you don't destroy the demon, you transform it. And that's how you discover the daimon, your own wise inner guide.
And that brings us to the final outcome of this whole profound journey. It's not about becoming perfect or unwounded. It's about finally being able to receive the gift of the scar.
This is so important to understand. True healing isn't about making the wound disappear as if it never happened. It's about integrating it so completely that it becomes a part of your strength. Physically, scar tissue is often stronger than the original skin. It's the same idea here. That psychological scar becomes this deep well of wisdom and resilience.
And this is the ultimate gift of that difficult journey. The person who comes out the other side, the wounded healer, they have qualities you just can't learn from a book. They have this deep empathy because they've been there. Their wisdom isn't just theory, it's in their bones. And because they know the map of their own darkness, they can help guide others through theirs. It's this quiet, unshakable strength that only comes from facing your own demons and finding your own.
So we end right where we began, but hopefully with a totally new perspective. This whole way of thinking invites us to stop asking, how do I get rid of this pain? And to start asking a much deeper, much more powerful question. What is this pain trying to teach me? What medicine is hidden in my wound?